What's going on, guys? Big welcome to our channel. We are Team Crushing the Mana and we are here with another video. This time we'll do a match for Spike with us. This is the BSB deck. If you don't know what that means or why I call it BSB, it's BullSpike, Seifried, BadEndDragger deck, or BadEndDragger, Seifried, BullSpike. But this deck focuses on nothing. It has different directions that it could go into, because you could ride into BadEnd, you could ride into BullSpike, you could ride into General Seifried. You have multiple options, and the deck is really nice and it does work amazing in the current meta. It's not the deck that I feel the most comfortable with playing. That deck is a bit different. That one is the VSJ, so it plays the BullSpike, Seifried, and Juggernaut, which I still like the power of Juggernaut, but this deck focuses also on the Ronaldo, which could also put triggers on your field, and with BadEndDragger you can put them back. So today we'll do a deck with this, or we'll show you a match with this deck, and it's kind of easier to show you the deck build if we do it like this. So I want to show you guys is the deck build. So what we have right here is we start with a grade 3 lineup. We have 4 copies of BullSpike, and then the 3 copies of Seifried, and the 3 copies of BadEndDragger. You could also run BadEndDragger at 4 and Seifried at 2 if you want to, but I like the 3-on-3 because BadEndDragger is kind of a good rear guard. He works almost the same as a Juggernaut maximum, but he uses counterblasts, which doesn't matter if you go to BullSpike later on, but it does if you want to go into General Seifried. For the grade 2 lineup, we play 4 copies of Ronaldo. I kind of find him sometimes useless or less good in the way that you could ride into offensive punter and then you want to use your soul with BullSpike. Then he's better, because compare him to, of course, Spike Bouncer. In this deck, Ronaldo is really good, and the reason is the copies of BadEndDragger that you play. If you do not play BadEndDragger, then you could actually exchange Ronaldo for the Spike Bouncer. But it's really up to you, it's a player preference, and with testing you could come to the same conclusion as I did. Also, Ronaldo helps fill the soul, which is something that is needed if you don't play Juggernaut. So it's kind of, you have different reasons why to play him. In this deck, Ronaldo works best. So 4 copies of Ronaldo, there's no reason to add Spike Monster anymore. Then I still play High Speed Bracky. It's just a very good rear guard and amazing to fill your soul and have just that 20k in the early game and also in the late game with an 8k behind him. Makes an amazing number. And then of course we still play Needle. I find this card being very useful, and I do advise people that don't play him to try him out. I think that this card could have been better, but in this deck it's very effective. Also, being at 20k in both turns makes a huge difference, so also for your opponent to get rid of him. Then of course we play Punter and we play Snapper Devil. I usually do not really use his second skill a lot, but sometimes it does come in handy if you run out of soul, and the counterblasts, sometimes you have them in this deck if you don't want to go into Seifried. Then 4 copies of Wonderboy. I've seen people take him out. I would not, and I would also not play less than 12 grade 1s. I find them necessary, and you could always put your grade 3s, grade 1s, anything in your hand that is not needed with Ronaldo into your soul. So it's an easy way to fill your soul. For the trigger lineup, it's stayed the same, just the 8 crits, then the 4 draw and 4 heals, and then the starter is of course our Mega Trainer, still the one and only starter we could play. Alright, so let's leave and then show you a match or 2. So let's see which replays. I have a bunch of them for you guys. I have 2 versus Mega Colony, 1 versus Gold, and 1 it's kind of a Spike mirror match. But let's start with Mega Colony, as Mega Colony is one of the decks that is also coming up soon, and from the same booster set. And some people are saying Mega Colony is better than Spike, or the other way around. Doesn't really matter. So let's just check and see what you guys think about this match. So Alright, let's look at my first hand. We play here versus Megolni, so I was like, good luck, you too. I was very friendly, so that's nice. All of these people that I test against are people that I don't know, so that's also very important to know. I'm not testing against friends or anything. So we look at my hand. I have a Ronaldo, which is good, and he said heads, so he's starting, which means I could attack, and with that you kind of want the Snapper Devil, and if you go first you want to have Punter. This is the difference between the two. Both of them are good right targets. Punter in this situation is still good because you still get him out of your soul. I didn't have a grade 3, but then I drew into BadEndDragger and now also BullSpike, which is perfect. Attack into me. I want to use Ronaldo. I don't want to ride into Needle, so ride into Ronaldo right here, and I could put a card from my hand into the soul. I chose to put Needle because I thought, well, I could get better rare guards with Ronaldo, and I was kind of right. I didn't want to give up my D.boy, especially against decks like Male Colony. Sometimes you have to use your great ones very smart, because sometimes you have to guard with them as you cannot guard with great zeros. Or so attacking, hitting them. I didn't use Splinter right here because I had 2 soul and I had to think about what to do, to go to BullSpike or to go to BadEndDragger, depending on if I want to let the match take too long or not. So right here he had a good field, so I could have gone into BullSpike to retire it later on, but I was like, let's see. So we triple drived and got nothing. That moment I took 1 damage. He had 1 more attack, which I didn't think of. So he attacked and he set his skill, but actually his skill only activates if your opponent, if he attacks into a grade 3. Yeah, which he didn't. He attacked into my grade 2, but I still discarded, which was kind of stupid, but was okay. I wasn't experienced enough to play against my colony, so with time, of course, we'll see. Right, so force 1, because I want to go to BadEndDragger and then to BullSpike. Then we have the high speed Bracky right here, makes a great number. This is 23. I'm using printer skill because I want more cards in my hand, and this would mean it's a 15k shield for him to guard, which should be easy. So he guarded, I drew, that's what I wanted. And 28 right here, putting the BullSpike back to the deck. I have better rare guards and he will not attack into it anyway. So just put it back with BadEndDragger, and with that you still have the extra 5k and the crit. So that's perfect. He perfect guarded this, which is good. And then I drew a crit, or drive check the crit, which makes this 40, attacking into his Vanguard. Alright, now it is again he rewrites, so that's good. It's a very good VR, especially if you mill grade 0. In this case, I was like, he has 1 protect in his hand and you know what the other cards were. So I was like, okay, you're sitting on 5 damage, I will get out my BadEndDragger and then ride into BullSpike. With that, I would have 2 markers to move around. I already have 2 good rare guards in my hand, so should be good. Right, so attacked into my Vanguard. I was like, intercept, and 25 to pass. Oh, I no guarded this because he didn't have a crit or anything. So this was 27 guarded. Right. I wanted to be at the same amount of damage as him so I could heal, and I was thinking I have to guard anyway. I had an okay guarding hand, but I did try to finish it off this turn. So let's see if that would be the case. He has no protect marker in his hand, and that made him a little bit vulnerable. Of course, he has the perfect guard, but I didn't know about that. He had it way early in his hand. So BadEndDragger skill, retire this column. I called another BadEndDragger. I don't think that was a good choice. It's better to call the Bracky. Yeah, So I called the Bracky, I called Snapper Devil right here, which makes a huge column. Now looking at my soul, I have 2 soul, which is perfect. That's why Ronaldo is good, and this is a lot. So I didn't use the skill, and it was GG right there. And you could see that even with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in hand, and even if he had a second marker, that still would not be enough, because the other shield amount that he has is 10, 20, that's his 30. He has 30k shield in his hand, and that would mean 42. 42, that's not enough to guard this attack. I didn't even use his skill, but if he had a protect marker, then I would maybe done a different attacking scenario. But still, this is just amazing. That's why BullSpike is also so good, is if you go into BadEndDragger first and then BullSpike, or even Seifried first then BullSpike, you could use Force 1 pretty well. If you go into BullSpike first, then you could kind of use Force 2. Alright, so let's do another match, this time versus, let's do Goldpolden. So Gold is one of the decks that could be challenging to play against, but at the same time, when you're going with Spike, you pretty much have a huge advantage with the new support. So he's, let's see who's going first. It's Heads, so he's going first, and again, I would rather have Snap Devil, but I kind of drew into Pinter. That's good, it's alright, right into him, call one behind him, because why not, and then got the draw trigger, so that's perfect. I already had Ronaldo in my hand yet again, BullSpike, which is good, and BadEndDragger, so I have options, and he did the thingy, so he's chilling on Blonde Ezel already, and he gave this power, the Bowmains, and I was like, this should not get the power. Didn't really make the big difference, but I was like, should not get the power. So attacked into my Vanguard, then the 9k, then the 8k. I was like, sure. And right into Ronaldo. Use the Ronaldo skill first to call a heal and a dead heat. I changed the way my formation looked like, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna rush you. You don't have a lot of cards in hand, so let's rush you and hope you rush back, and then I will kill you with Force 2. So this 18 with a crit, 1-2 damage, then this 35, and yeah, that's just a lot. So he is going with the XL1. If I was him, I would definitely go with XL2. I don't know what his strategy was. He was trying to finish me off right here. Well, sure, I took this, got a trigger, double trigger, and I gave even one of the power to Bracky to let him attack into him, and he was like, okay, then I will kill your Regards. Sure. And I was bold enough to call final turn right here, so he was like, no, it's not gonna happen, you're wrong. And I was like, okay, I hope so. And he was like, I will get miracle heals and stuff, and he was like, okay, sure. So this is huge, because you could attack with this first and he takes 2 damage, which he died. But even without that, even if he got like a miracle heal right here, you could still have a huge column right here and right there, because the force will move around. And let's say you move it first on this side, and this would be 10, 20, 25, so that's what still hits, and he would have to guard it with this, and then this would be 21, and then the force marker, and then his skill, so that's another 26, and then he would have to guard with everything to stop this. And that's when BullSpike is really good for Force 2, because you could move the marker around and you could put a lot of pressure on your opponent. So as you can see, in this situation, it was better to ride into BullSpike and not wait another turn and go into BadEndDragger, even when BadEndDragger give you the opportunity to retire a column. But if he got a miracle heal, then he would have survived this turn, because an Interceptor and the Girth in his hand was enough. But if the BadEndDragger was a Juggernaut Maximum, which I do still prefer, then this would have been better. and this would have still hit the Vanguard and destroyed him, because the Juggernaut maximum is the easy way to just hit high numbers. And also the way that my field looked like was also stupid. The heal trigger should have been on the other side and this should have been on this side, but yeah, this is how my formation looked like and I kept it like that, but it should have been the other way around. The heal trigger should always support a grade 3 and not a grade 2, because that would make an awkward number, and that would have been 5k more on this side, or the same on this side but 5k more on the other side, and would have not been enough even if you got a Mercury heal. So it's important to have the good formation. Okay, so that was gold. That was really fast. So that's kind of it for this video. I have more videos for you guys to talk about, but again, depending on the deck that you want to see. So this was the I call it BSB deck, and then you could also, like, the other deck that I'm working with is Seifried and BadEnd. So or Seifried without Seifried, I mean. So then you have deck looking like this. So you have BullSpike, you have BadEnd and Juggernaut. This is the deck that I didn't really like. It played really strange. Even riding into BadEnd first and calling the Juggernaut, it was just not right. And sometimes you kind of have the Juggernaut and BullSpike in your hand, and you end up with wanting to go Force 2, but then you don't have any other right targets to go into because you don't have Seifried and you don't want to go BullSpike, BadEnd BullSpike. So it was kind of strange. The deck that I do really like playing is the Juggernaut and Seifried deck without BadEnd. And when you play this deck, you kind of could skip Ronaldo, so you could just play 4 copies of BullSpike. Or I'm now playing 2 BullSpike and 2 Ronaldo, which is something that is kind of interesting, but it's still kind of in this deck better to play just the Spike Monster. So that's actually it for this video. I'd like to thank you guys all for watching, and till next time.